You're watching Soul Sisters on Pure Soul, powered by Isaac Hayes on Dash Radio. We're back. This is Soul Sisters on Pure Soul, powered by Isaac Hayes, and we have a special guest in studio.
Hey.
Rashan Ali.
Yay.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, ladies.
How are you?
Fabulous. How you guys doing?
Good.
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 We're so happy you're here.
Thanks for having me. Oh, yeah. Ski wee.
Hey, with the pink and green.
Hilarious.
That's the first thing, the cool sorrel.
That's right.
We got in the house.
That's right. We in here.
Oh, my goodness.
They said, oh, no. I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for being here again. We're happy to have you while we talk about women in media.
Yeah.
And you are definitely
I'm one of those.
one of those women
Yes,
in
I
media.
am. Mm-hmm.
Starting off in radio.
Yes. Love radio. It's my foundation. I just, I could do radio in my sleep. I still have such a passion for radio, so it'll never leave me.
Yeah.
No matter what. Yeah.
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 And then transitioning on, an actress, and of course now as a co-host on this wonderful show,
Yes.
Sister Circle,
Yes.
on TV One. So tell us a little bit about
Down to the circle.
Down to the circle.
Down to the, you're going down to the circle.
Down to the circle. Wow. Yeah. So it's been a lot. My little career. But yeah,
Not
I started
little.
off. I know. I ain't gonna downplay it. It's been I started at Hot 107.9 here locally in Atlanta in 2002 and. Transition. I mean, I spent 7 years there and then took a year off unexpectedly because they didn't renew my contract. But whatever. Okay.
on to the next.
We'll get to that.
That's all right. It made room for all the other stuff.
All the other things. Took a year off and then had opportunity at V103. That lasted a year. They ain't renew my contract. But whatever. Then I was like, yeah, I'm done with radio. It's all good. It's all about, I love all these experiences because you have to have gone through those things to actually talk about your journey.
Yeah,
right.
Right. So after that, moved on to Streets 94.5, launched that station, and then I got replaced by the Breakfast Club. But whatever.
Tell on them, honey. Tell on them.
You know what I'm saying? Then I was like,
This
yeah.
is juicy. I like this.
I mean, we keep it real, right. And so transition after that, I got an opportunity to, there's a lot of stuff in between, but started doing weekend anchoring for sports on CNN and Headline News. I was a sideline reporter for CBS Sports Network. I've done a lot of stuff.
Did you play sports?
I swam. Actually, I'm a swimmer. Black girl swim.
Really?
Yeah, I swam
Yes.
in college. I swam all 4 years in college. I went to school on a college scholarship, swim
What?
schoolship. Yeah.
Come through on a swimming scholarship.
You know what I mean?
No.
You got to pay for it. And,
Okay, so how many black girls was on the swim team?
well, I went to a black college,
Okay,
so
okay.
everybody was black.
Everybody
Yeah.
had them caps on.
But there's a misconception about swim caps. Swim caps are really used to emulate a bald head.
That's right.
So that there's no traction.
That's
for,
right.
for the
For the water.
Black folks get that wrong all
Yeah.
the time. Hey, what kind of swim cap I need to keep my hair dry?
Come on.
Nothing.
You're going to be underwater. Your
That
hair
thing
is
does
going to get
not.
wet.
That thing does not keep your hair dry.
No, it's just supposed to just simulate a bald
That's
head.
what your parents taught you when you were
Exactly. And they had them ugly things on your head. It doesn't
young.
work,
With flowers
guys.
on it. But anyway.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
got the opportunity. We actually shot the pilot for Sister Circle in 2016, and it went through the whole vetting process for a year, and we got that call like literally last May. Started rehearsal in July and went on the air in September. And it's not public knowledge just yet. Like the press release hasn't gone out yet, but we've got some really good news about the future of Sister Circle.
Yeah.
Down to the circle.
Okay.
Put it like this: you'll see us a little while longer.
Yeah, so that's your brainchild, though.
No,
right?
it's not actually.
It's not. Okay.
Mm-mm, it
I
is
was
not.
going to say, how
I
did
wish.
it come about?
So, Helen Swenson is a veteran in television, and she was actually approached by Tegna, who is our production company, saying, "Hey, we need new content. Do you have any ideas about shows?" And she said, "Yeah, I've got this one idea about a show with a black female host." talk show. It was supposed to be just one host in the very beginning. It was supposed to be a local show. But once she started to talk to people and get information and get recommendations from different people, she brought so many of us in and to audition, and it was supposed to be 3, and then the 4 of us, I guess she liked the chemistry among us, and so here we are today. So it went from a 1-woman show to 4 women,
Wow.
and something that, really hasn't been seen in that space,
Yes.
which has been, it's been enlightening. It's been joyful. It's been very, it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty challenging.
Lot of hard work, and because you want to use the platform wisely, and you also are trying to, as a woman, you want to make sure that you're speaking your truth so that somebody out there can relate to what you're saying.
Right.
So it's just a lot of responsibility that comes. At least I know I definitely want to be responsible with the platform. We all do, but I know that God gave me this opportunity because He knew I would be responsible with the platform.
Yes.
So that's the short version of where I am
that's
today.
awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked about this. It's just when we say women in media and also African American women, I thought about it because it's been so many stories about, especially with sexual harassment, a lot of the women in media. And, I'm familiar with, some people in media and wondering why contracts aren't renewed, or is it a hard way to go for women? I have some friends that are like, it's really hard and that there is some forms of sexual harassment in the workplace. So that's why I kind of, one of the reasons why we wanted to talk about it is your journey clearly has been, peaks and valleys the entire time. And so is that just, it's just life lessons that it's great that you go through that, but also is it partially because of being a woman and also because of being an African-American woman?
Oh, I believe definitely because of your gender. I remember specifically that when I went on maternity leave with my first daughter, who's now 11, and when I left, I got back and the afternoon guy was still in my spot, and I was like, okay, it's time for you to go back to your job. I'm back.
Right.
And so while he's a great guy, he's actually currently on radio now. It wasn't his fault, and so the program director took us all out to breakfast, and he was like, this gentleman is going to be leading all the breaks. Now, mind you, I had already been, it was like, not my show, but everybody knew I was the host of the show, the 18 morning show. And I said in that meeting, we would not be having this conversation if I had a penis.
That's right.
I said that because you just wouldn't. He never really liked women in lead.
Yes.
Like, you can't. If you think about morning shows, let's think about morning shows. There's rarely a woman that leads a morning show. She's always the co-host. And so that was very rare for me to have that position. And I think that he tried to have any opportunity he could get to take me off that spot. And he got that opportunity. And then I had my uncle is a big time labor lawyer. And I said, do I have a case here? And he said, yeah, you have a pregnancy discrimination case here. But you have to think about this. Do you want this to
follow you
exactly your entire career? Which it would.
Yeah.
And so I decided not to do it. So I literally sat there for like a year and a half and let someone else lead my show, and I had to sit there and watch
and deal with it.
And while he did not want to be in that position, great guy. When I say he's an amazing gentleman, he just really is. Empress Cersei, I'll just say his name. He's fine. Yeah. And he didn't want to be in that position, but after that program director got let go, and we had another program director come back in, they immediately switched it. I'm gifted in that area.
Yes.
So, why stop my shine?
Right.
Yeah, and so he immediately changed it back to where it needed to be in the first place. But I was glad that I went through that, because it just taught me the essence of humility, obviously.
Yes.
But just also to be able to continue to stand in my truth. Although it was very hard to sit there and watch something that wasn't right happen to you. But that was very, very tough. That was very, very tough. And then, one of the times that the contract wasn't renewed was because we got replaced with Ricky Smiley. So I was leading my own morning show. We were doing well. We were top 3 in the market, 1834. And then they come in, they fire 13 people that day and say, Rashan, thank you for everything that you've done. You're going to middays, and Ricky Smiley starts like in 2 weeks. And then when I got let go for the Breakfast Club on Streets 94.5, it was a Friday at 10 o'clock. and I thought we were doing well. And he said, "Hey, this is your last day." And I really thought that he was playing with me.
awful.
Like I was like, "Are you serious?" And he was like, "Yeah." I saw the manila folder, and I said, "Well, who's coming on?" And he said, "The Breakfast Club," and it was a Friday. I said, "Well, when did they start?" And he was like, "Monday." And when I say I got let go at 10 o'clock, the Instagram post for the new morning show went up at 10:30.
Oh,
10:30.
Wow.
So
Savage.
yeah, all of that. I'm a woman, and I had to deal with that.
so you definitely feel like the way it was done was because you were a woman?
Absolutely.
And if you were a man, why would they not do it that way?
Well, I just believe that they would have given him a little bit more respect, a little bit more time to figure out what their next move was. I wouldn't have been lied to as much because I used to ask him in my face because we kept hearing rumblings about the Breakfast Club. We keep hearing stuff. No, you're good, you're good, you're good, and it was just a lie. It was just a lie, and not being given the opportunity to try to make it work. I helped launch that station,
That's right.
and to do that 18 months in by not giving me a chance to win, it just felt so unfair. But I would not be able to be here with you all telling the world about this had I not gone through that.
Yeah.
So I'm really, I look in retrospect, I'm so happy. It made me stronger. I can deal with anything.
Yes.
Because I dealt in radio in that aspect. Nothing can shake me like that.
You know, I'm really glad that you told that portion of your story as to the reason why you chose not to file any kind of illegal.
Yes.
Because, that's just another example of why women don't. You know what I mean? Why we don't speak. Everybody feels like it's such an easy thing. You must be lying. Why didn't you say something the first time? Why didn't you do anything when it happens? But you virtually would have been blackballing yourself.
My entire career.
You would have caused yourself to be blackballed for the rest of your career. Nobody wants to hire you because you're going to, you're
I
the
could
rat.
possibly sue you.
Yeah. And you're the rat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You become a rat.
And that's why we saw so many people with the Me Too movement. You saw so many people like, yeah, man, me too.
Yeah.
But you kept quiet.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, all these people, I'm like, women have to deal with so much. We become desensitized to the whole assault in the workplace. You're just like, you're just used to it. You just like,
I had this
gosh.
conversation with someone literally night before last. And I was saying, what you don't understand, and he said something to the nature of me male bashing or something like that. And I was like, first of all, I don't do that.
Right.
But because I kept saying this particular incident we were talking about, I said, this is something that women have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yes.
Every day, all day. And literally we maneuver it just like everything else in our lives.
Yes,
we maneuver it. Like we're just so used to it. We don't, necessarily take everything in and internalize everything, but this is something that we have to deal with. I said, for example, no woman is going to, when a woman eats a banana, a hot dog,
Right.
has an ice cream cone in public, she's looking around, she's
making
making
sure
sure not to eat it.
Yeah.
If you're at the red light, you're looking at the car next to you, and you can guarantee that the man in the car is staring in your car. Like this is
Don't
stuff
be
that
no
we have
truck
to
or no
deal with.
SUV and you got
Child,
on a skirt.
don't
Yes.
do it.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Don't
Then you
do
got to
it.
shift
Yeah.
the way you got your clothes on.
This is what we
So
deal with every single
Yeah.
day. Like we have to make these decisions just on stupid stuff. This is not even like thought worthy. Like why do we have to say? But you guys you don't get out of bed and think about this kind of
No,
stuff.
you don't. I mean, you think about it. We have been doing this or dealing since we were little girls.
Yes.
The little boy touch you on your booty, and you tell your parents, well, and then 9 times out of 10. Or 8 times out of 10, like, well, he just like you, or
boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys,
Yeah.
and then that's when we start to just accept
it.
And
certain
that's
things.
when they
Right.
they got to pass the first time, they
Yep.
got to pass the second time, and this becomes a
pattern.
normal behavior.
Normal.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked because when all the stuff about Fox News came out, and some of those women had been dealing with that for a decade plus. And we've also talked about the pay inequality. And I noticed like Kat Sadler on E! News, she found out that she wasn't making the same amount of money as Jason. I can't think of his last name.
Right, yeah.
And she was like, I quit.
Yeah,
Like she just
she
immediately
sure
was like,
did.
I'm done. I quit.
Yeah.
And they kind of asked her, and she said, it just comes to a point where you have to say enough is enough.
Yep.
And, when she said in the beginning, you might not complain about it because you don't want it to follow your career. You want to get further.
And you want the opportunity. You
Yes.
want the FaceTime. You want,
Yeah. But so do you think that it's a lot of pay inequality within the media still?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that even when I was at my highest in my radio career, I was never paid like the men. I never got nearly as much as a Ryan Cameron or a Frank Ski. I mean, not even nearly. And I was essentially doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I was doing well, but not like them. Yeah. Definitely not like them.
We have a caller, it looks like.
Okay.
Caller, who's there?
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Elena.
Hi, Elena.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I've been listening to Miss Rashan. Mm-hmm. I love her.
Thank you.
I think she's like amazing.
Thank you.
So I had noticed, I've been watching your talk show and things of that nature, and I did used to watch your older interviews. Mm-hmm. I wondered what it actually takes to achieve what you've achieved. Oof. When it comes down to it, you've done like amazing things, and you look great while you're doing it. I always love your clothes.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
She's cute today too.
But yes, I just wondered what kind of dedication does it take? Because as a single Black woman in Atlanta, and me starting my own business and having clients and things of that nature, it just seems like I'm always pulled in different directions. Yeah. So I wonder how you did it. Because when it comes to men, I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I just believe, it's still, I won't say a constant struggle, but it's like an everyday walk to be able to carry it all, to be able to balance it all out. But you just gotta really push through, and I get a lot of young women who want to do what I do, and I look at them and I look at their beautiful eyes, and they're 22, and I remember when I was 22, I was like, I'm supposed to be on at 23.
Right.
What's my talk show?
That's right.
What's my radio show?
That's right.
But you have to really put in the work.
Yeah.
And when I say put in work, you gotta put in work. I equate my life to my career to how you build a home. When you see a home being built, you pass by, you see in the neighborhood being built, you see all the things that are going on underneath, and you see the little plumbing thing that comes out, but all the intricacies that go in underneath the home, if it doesn't have a basement, and then they put the slab down.
That's right.
I feel like my slab is so solid.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, the home is being built. But that 12, 13, 14 years of putting in a lot of work, now I can start to build my house. But I had to do all of that with the help, obviously, of a higher source and knowing the higher source within me to be able to even speak this language now. Now is when I'm about to see the fruits of those labors. But my labor was the 12 and 14 years. I'm not saying that everybody's journey is going to be like that. Maybe 5 years for somebody.
Right.
Hell, it may be 5 months.
That's right.
But mine...
But that still inspires me. If I get to look like you after 12 or 14 years and I'm coming into my own, I'll take it.
Oh, awesome. Well, I appreciate the love. I definitely appreciate that. I do work out a lot. I drink good wine and lots of water.
Good wine.
Red wine.
Good. Red. I like a white too now. A little Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc from the New Zealand region. And I like a Pinot Noir. Mayomi is my favorite. So you got to put in work and don't be discouraged. Even when you're at your lowest low, just know that even every low, you gotta rise again. Yeah. That's just how life and how gravity works. But you have to believe that you can get up again and just keep pushing. I know it sounds so cliche, but truly keep pushing through. And what you think, as a man thinketh, so they are. James Allen, it's a great book. You gotta think the way you want things to turn out in your life. I just started doing visualization and meditation and really started to put those things in my life, not asking God for them anymore, because God gave us all the power to create.
Right.
So if you're able to create, then He's already given you the power. Everything you need is within inside of you. But we just don't believe it sometimes.
Right.
We don't believe it
because we can't see it.
Because we can't see it. But tap into that particular greatness that is within you and say, my business is successful. Thank you for the opportunity to do this. Not begging and pleading because it's already within you. So start speaking those things about your business and everything that you want to come into fruition as though they already are. That has been working for me. And so that would be the advice I would give you. I really appreciate your call.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm super glad to hear that. I was at a low point, especially with my business. And now I should try the visualization thing. I'm always saying it's going to happen, so I'm just going to take it that step further.
Say thank you
Thank
for
you for your kind words.
You're so welcome. Have a great one.
Thanks for
You
calling
too.
in. All right, we're going to take a little break right now. We're going to go out with Rufus and featuring Shaka Khan and I'm a Woman, I'm a Backbone.
You're watching Soul Sisters.